Welcome to the definitive, well, not really. Welcome to Big Sherpa's Monster Hunter Iceborne tier list. All monsters ranked. Well, all the ones that I at least experienced. I'm going to leave out some of these event ones or these collab ones. We'll see. We're just going to go through. It's the tier talk. Yeah, that's what we should have called it. There you go. So without further ado, I'm going to give you a brief introduction. I had to get talked into playing Monster Hunter by many of you in the chat and many other people outside of the chat. And I finally came around and this game hooked me, bro. I played all the way through the base game and then I played all the way through the DLC pretty much back to back with Nier Automata mixed in the middle. Right? I can say definitively that I love this game. I put in probably between 130 to 140 hours. That's one playthrough of the game and the DLC. Worth the price? I think so. Huge package of a game. Big nuts on this game. For real. I love this game. Okay? And we're going to give it a proper send-off. We're going to do a tier list while we also talk about the things we love about this game. Maybe some of the things we don't love. It's okay. It's all good. I love the music. I love the world. I love the vibe. I love the boss fights. I love so much about this game. No, we didn't. Well, I mean, we beat Elytrion, but not really. I'm going to explain all that as we go. In fact, I'll do it right now. Surplus, hello and welcome. So, it was a bit of a pill to swallow for me, coming from the Souls games, and we did like a tier list for every boss in all the Souls games, you know. But the Souls games are a little bit more straightforward. It's like, I'm not going to finish a Souls game without fighting every single thing and beating it. You know what I mean? This game is constructed differently. All right? So, when I got to the end, I'm just going to be blatantly honest. I'm just going to be blatantly honest. By the time I got to the end game, like after the DLC and we started going through like the Rajang and the Raging Brachydios thing, I was getting burnt out. And then when you get to Elytrion and Fatalis, it becomes this thing where here's the biggest difference in my opinion, just my personal take about these games that I like. And the biggest difference between like the boss fights in this game versus the hardest boss fights in the Souls games, it is built better. It's an amazing game. But the biggest difference is like, if I get stuck at a final boss in any Souls game, sure, I could maybe go out, try a new weapon, try and level up if I wanted to, but really, you could beat it if you just get good and just do it, you know? For this game, it's grinding. It's grinding. It's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the monster, right? So it's not like I can just go out to Elytrion, for example, and just solo him right away if I just try it over and over. No, I gotta go grind for gear. I need to get the right elemental weapon. So it's a whole different beast. You know what I'm saying? So that was a little bit of a hard pill for me to swallow. What I'm saying is, I was ready to stop this game. I got a little burnt out before I soloed the rest of these endgame bosses. God Gamer GV, what's up? And so I'm just not in the mood right now. You know, 140 hours in, I'm done. I'm done for now. I really can't see giving this game anything but like a 10. To me, this game's like a 10. I loved it so much. I put so much time into it. I enjoyed so much of this game. I don't think it's the perfect game, right? There's little complaints I had here and there. But for the amount of hours I got out of it, with the amount of money I put in, it's a 10. It's one of my favorite. It's literally one of my favorite games. Semi, did you get started? Well, maybe this tier list will clear up any questions you may have. Okay, because I'm talking about the game in general. So for me, it's a 10. For me, if you get this game with Iceborne, that's like 150 hours of content on one playthrough. And if you're one of those people that's going to keep playing and grinding, like you're going to get 200 hours out of this game or more. And that's one playthrough. So I think it's a 10. I think it's a 10 for me. And for any of you that are like, oh man, you know, Monster Hunter's over. It's not over permanently. Maybe we'll play some games and come back. I'm not sure. But more importantly, Monster Hunter Wilds comes out next year. So now that I'm a huge mega fan, and you know we're going to be playing that right away. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get into this. Okay? Loved it. Loved it. Pretty much everything about it, aside from a couple nitpicks. In fact, I'll say this real fast. When I finish the base game, I'm going to burn through some of these monsters pretty quick if they were already included in my other tier list for the base game. So if you guys are curious, go check that one out. Because if I get to a repeat in here, I'm just going to put it somewhere where I think it belongs, even if it doesn't match up with the other lists. So maybe it'll be changing. I don't know. But my one nitpick about the base game that I said when I was done is I wanted a little bit more monster variety. The base game felt like... You see my throat? I told you. The base game felt like it started to become dragon, 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 bigger dragon, bigger dragon, bigger dragon, bigger dragon. You know what I mean? And so it was like a lot of dragons. And I think they're all pretty cool, but I just wanted some more variety. I wanted some more weird stuff, man. Give me a big old fish. Give me a big old bird. Give me like a worm. Give me like a big old dragonfly. You know what I mean? Just get really creative with it. And as people told me while I was playing, some of the other Monster Hunter games have done this. So it's apparently not completely unorthodox. So my opinion is valid. Okay? However, I will say that Iceborne does address this to a degree. Iceborne does address this to a degree. We started getting some more creative... Yeah, I want the Alaskan bullworm. Yeah. I'll say it's probably got some of the best dragons in any game. The dragons are cool. It's not like anything against the dragons. It's just I wanted a little bit more variety. Iceborne addresses it to a degree. We get the monkey... we got lots of cool other things we're going to talk about here. So, like, I think Iceborne did get a little bit better with it. But I will say that by that time, and I was like 120 hours in, I was starting to get burnt out, okay? So what I want to see from Wilds is just more. Not more quantity, but, like, variety. Crispy coming in with a drive-by. S-tier rant. Oh! Crispy, my boy. It's been a minute. Thank you for the big membo. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into some of these monsters, okay? I even came around on the grind. I started to hate the grind a little bit less, but I can't deny that this is a very time-consuming game. Like, if you guys have been with me when we're playing Sekiro or when we're playing any Souls game, and if I get stuck on a boss, I'm going to fight that boss over and over and over for days on end until I beat it. This game is just not like that. This game's like, oh, you can't beat Alatreon? You need to grind for like a week. At least for the time that I have available. It's going to take me days to get the shit I need, or I got to get you guys from the chat to join in and help me grind. It's like a whole thing. It's like a whole thing, okay? So now, Trey, if you want to help me remind me of some of these, that's fine. I'm sure I'll forget some as I go. I see that I can see the name when I pull it up, but yeah, so I'm going to keep them in this order, Trey. So if you feel free to name them ahead, I'm just going to keep it in order from left to right down the page, all right? All right? Ooh. Okay, so yeah, this first one is, we're starting out with one I didn't do, you know, so that's a bad sign. But this is the Leshen, the ancient Leshen. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Witcher collab. They had a collab with The Witcher, right? I didn't fight this thing. I didn't do the Final Fantasy collab either. So, spoiler, when we get there, didn't do that, okay? So, I can't really speak on this. If the chat has an opinion about where the lesson should go, I'm here to hear it. For now, I feel like we'll just leave the lesson down here, okay? And we're going to jump right over to this guy. Now, some of these are going to be repeats, like I said. Now, like the Agenath, right? This is just a normal Agenath, I think. I don't have much to say more than the original tier list for this guy. It's like the first T-Rex. I guess we'll put him somewhere. Agenath, I don't know. Now he's going to come in at a C. He might be a B. Nah, I'm going to go C. He's cool. He's a T-Rex. You know, you see him from the very beginning of the game all the way through the end of the game, whatever. So we're going to burn through some of these repeats. Like I said, this is an Iceborne tier list. These ones are just bonuses. The Azure, this is the Azure Rathalos, right? The Azure Rathalos. It's just a Rathalos variant. So they do that a lot in this game. And I actually started to like that a little bit more because I noticed that the variants do have a little bit more variety with the moves and stuff. It was cool, but I don't think this is just Iceborne either, right? The Azure Rathalos, I think that was in the normal game too. I'm going to give it a C. And again, I'm not putting that much thought into these, right? Because we already did these, like this one. We already did the Bareth. We did. This is the old school Bareth. He's cool, whatever. Go look at the original tier list. I'm going to put him on the C. I'm not kidding. Actually, you know what? Now I'll keep going. At first I was going to say I'll leave them all out, but now we'll get them all. We'll get them all on the list. Honestly, I'm okay with the C for all these so far. They're okay. So now what do we got? The Beetlejuice? So the Beetlejuice, the Beetlejuice here. I actually love this guy. It's not Iceborne specific. He's got a variant here, but I love this guy. This is the one that's like a mech flying around dropping bombs. I think it's sick. It was one of the ones I ranked pretty high on the other ones, and I'm thinking go pretty high again. I'm going to go A. I'm going to go A. Yeah, I got this coffee right here, bro. It's actually a nitro cold brew. You'll say the gold Rathian and silver Rathalos are different. And that's the thing. That's where it's going to get hard. That's what I mean. Like, some of the variants do have, like, different moves. So it is, like, they kind of deserve a different rank, but I don't know to what degree. All right? What do we got here? This is the Behemoth. So this is the Final Fantasy collab, which is the other one I didn't do. So it's cool they got these collabs, though. You know, that's cool, but I didn't do it. I'm going to leave it there with the lesson. Okay? And then we're going to go Black Diablos. Again, this tier list says Iceborne, but it just threw in everything. So the Black Diablo's cool, man. I have learned, because I'm a pro monster hunter now, that the Diablo's the female in Heat or something like that, right? I don't know. Something like that. It's cool. I had to grind some Diablos for a while. I actually do like the monster design. I'm going to go B. I'm going to go B. It's cool. I like how it goes under the ground. The black one's even gnarlier. I think it's tight. The heck is this thing again? Oh, it's the Devilo. We got to do the Devilo. This isn't even the... What's the Savage Devilo? You'll be in the list somewhere. This is the big pickle, bro. Everybody knows the pickle. Everybody has got their hands on the pickle. He's cool, but, like, I don't think he looks that cool. I like how he's a menace. I like that he shows up and he causes all kinds of problems and he fights other monsters. I like it. I don't know. I don't think he's that inspired visually, but he's cool. Like, it's a cool thing that he is always around, you know? I'm going to go B. I'm going to go B, okay? This is the normal Diablos. I'm just going to put him next to the black one. It's not that different for me. This is the... Man, I'm even remembering some of the names. Isn't this the Dadogama? Yeah. This is the Dadogama. This feels like... Big sub coming in. This feels like the big brother almost of, like, the Jagras. The big old kind of, like, fatter lizard thing. It's not the best. The Datagama is not the best. It's okay. I don't hate it. I had to kill this a couple times too for something I was grinding. It's okay. Honestly, it's kind of lower for me. It's like a D. S tier on the Datagama? No, I'm sorry. No. You know, and feel free to stop me as I keep going. If, like, I forgot about a crazy Datagama move, remind me, and then we'll consider. But no, Datagama, D for Datagama, it's not that memorable. In fact, I normally say at the beginning of these, I forgot to say, this isn't just ranked on difficulty or anything like that. This is just ranked on, like, my personal favorites or least favorites, how memorable they are, how cool they are. Sure, the difficulty weighs in, the fight weighs in, but it's not just difficulty alone or anything like that. Okay? Tomorrow's Final Fantasy. I got it ready to go, don't worry. So Datagama's going to get a D. Datagama's going to get a D, okay? Now, this guy sucks too. We got another sucky one right away. What's it, the Gyros? The Great Gyros? You can tell. Go watch my first tier list, and I didn't remember any of these names. That's how many hours I've been dumping into this game. Numpch. I hope you enjoy, bro. What are you fighting tonight? So I think the Great Gyros is kind of lame. The one cool thing that he does is he like does that thing where he like rears up and he's like hissing, and then it controls like those other Komodo dragon looking things, and they can like start jumping at you. That's like the one creative thing. But other than that, it's just like a lizard with a snake head. That's it. So I don't think it's that great. Honestly, I think it shares a spot with I think we put him in F. I think we put him in F last tier list. He might have been the only one that went F. Datagama might go down to F with him, to be honest. I mean, what's cooler about the Datagama? What's cooler than the Gyros about the Datagama? I'm not sure. I think we could get away with putting them both in F, but we'll move on for now. Okay? Now, the Jagras. The Jagras. The Great Jagras, who I did fight a number of times. We even did that other quest where you like make them throw up all the decos, and I think that was cool. And honestly, I do kind of feel like being one of the first monsters you see, it's a cool introduction. And I remember having this conversation back when we first started playing, or when we did the other tier list. It's not great looking back after you've been exposed to all this crazy stuff, but as a first like monster you see, it's pretty cool. And he can swallow something like a big old monster, and he's got the big belly. I think it's cool. So he's definitely not D. He's gonna go C. He's either gonna go C or B. We're gonna go C for now. Okay? He's a crystal eating lizard, yeah. So like he's gonna go C. No, Torinto, you're good, buddy. Yeah, Crispy's like, I don't know any of this. That guy looks pretty cool. Looks like a good C-lister, Sherpa. What's up, Aku? How's Iceborne going for you? Aku just started Iceborne. Wish you luck. Alright. What do we got next? Oh, this is the catfish. The Gyarados, what's it called? The Gyarados. I actually like this one. I feel like I had kind of a couple hot takes in that last tier list. This might be one of them. I think this one's tight. I really do. It's the first like water one you come across. I like that it can wrap around and constrict the other ones. I think it's tight. I'm going B with it. I'm going B with it for real. You got a lava variant later on we'll probably get to here. But I'm going to probably put the variants next to each other unless they're like way different, okay? So like, I'm going to get this guy B. I like this guy. Yeah, Zach has seen this one. This one's tight. I like this one. And then you got the lava one too. It's cool. It's at least because it's a variety, right? It's not a dragon. It's like a fish thing. That's cool. I need more variety. All right? Okay, now we're getting to some that were new. Like this. Well, actually, to be fair, this was in the base game, but I didn't see the Kirin until the DLC. I didn't see the Kirin until the DLC. So that was one of the ones I knew we needed to find. And then I needed to find it a bunch because I had to get this horn from it to upgrade this thing or whatever, or to craft this thing. Yeah, it's the lightning horse. Again, I think this might be a hot take. You guys can tell me. Oh, Vidal, it's so good to see you, buddy. Oh my God, where you been all my life? Dark, hello. You guys can tell me if it's a hot take or not. I think the Kieran's tight. I think the fight is kind of lame and annoying, but it's at least variety. Like I'm saying, it's a fucking unicorn. It's a unicorn, bro. That's all I want. I just want weird stuff. It's at least not a dragon, and it's a unicorn. It's not a dinosaur. It's a unicorn. So I think the fight is not that cool, and it's kind of annoying, but it's not that bad, and I think it's cool, man. It's a unicorn, all right? I'm going B with it. I'm going B. If this was a game that had more variety and weird stuff, maybe it would come down. But the fact that we're about to put 30 dragons on here, the unicorn deserves a B. Yeah, it's a rare horse from Red Dead 2. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, it gets B. I'm okay with the Kieran. The other one that I thought was a hot take, 2-Bard, oh my God, where you been, buddy? I love you. Is this guy. The Kula Yaku. Kalukuku. Zach knows this one too. This is very early. This is not Iceborne specific. All right? Very early, pretty much after the Great Jagras, right? Sometime after there. I think it's awesome. I forget all about it until we do the tier list, but I think it's awesome. Because once again, you've got some variety. It's like an ostrich. And it's got the egg, and it picks up the egg, and then when it's holding the egg, it's like blocking you with the egg. I think it's cool. It's a bird. It's the KFC chicken, but I actually don't hate it. I hope your work is going good, Olvidel. Now, I don't think I could go... Yeah, I'm going B. I don't care. What are you going to say? What are you going to do? It doesn't make sense yet, but wait till the rest of the list fleshes out, and then you'll see he deserves the B. I'm going to be ranking these heavily weighted on originality. For sure. For sure. You moved to Washington, got a new job, been working way too much. Well, it's good to see you, homie. I hope the new job is good. Monster Hunter Rise next? No. We'll talk about what's next after the list, okay? We'll have some time. So I like this bird. I like him. I like him. Now, this is another big event one. What's it called again? The Colve? How do you know how to pronounce it? The Colve something? This is that massive one. I luckily did get to see this one briefly because I did go into the event to check it out. But this seemed like a whole different thing. It wasn't even fighting me that much. It's just like this huge thing that was moving around and players were knocking off gold and collecting the gold as like a team. So like it was like a kind of a weird event thing, not like a really boss fight thing. You know, maybe if I went longer, it would have turned into that. I'm not sure. But I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I'm going to show you a curveball. You ready? I actually think it's cool. You know why? Because one of the things that I like about some of these late game ones that you're going to see when I talk about Alatreon and when I talk about these other ones is they did start to get a little creative even with these big ones later on. Like, I at least like this idea of this community one and everyone knocking pieces off and trying to get the gold. And it was cool looking, too. It was huge. It's a 10 out of 10, Olvidal. I gave it a 10. It's one of my favorite games. 10 out of 10. So, I like this one. I think it's a cool idea. And I like when they experiment with these weird community ideas like this, okay? So, I'm going to go... I don't know, man. I might go C. It didn't do much while I was there. It just kind of walked around. Does it fight you? I mean, I was smacking her for a while. She didn't even swing at me. So, like, it could have been better. Yeah, the Kushaladora. Thank you. But again, I applaud the creative kind of gathering hub idea of this boss, and I like it. I assume that's maybe how the Leshin and the Behemoth are, which would be cool too. Yeah, that's okay, Gaming Warrior. 9 out of 10 is fair. For me, it's a 10 because I just can't justify... How could I get this game for like $30 or whatever I spent. Play it for almost 150 hours and enjoy literally all of that time and then be like, oh, it's a 9. Like, I can't do that. It's gotta be a 10. It's a 10. It's a 10. It has skyrocketed to one of my favorite series, and it's the only one in the series I've played. All right? Do I check to see if a game has a tier list before I play it? No. 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 But I knew this one would. Most of these games with big bosses and stuff, they do. Okay. Next is, what the hell is this thing? What is this thing? Oh, it's another Kushaladora? So I didn't see what version this was then. This is the some other version of the Kushaladora. I'm gonna put it. Oh, no, my bad. We were talking about the Kolve. This is the Kushaladora. Who's the Kushaladora again? Which one's the Kushaladora again? Let me see a screenshot of this thing. Did I fight this thing? Oh, yeah. This is the thing we just tried yesterday, right? No? I'm looking at pictures of it. It's the wind dragon that climbed the mountain. Oh, it's the wind dragon. Okay. So I don't remember where I put this. Now I remember this. I don't remember where I put it in the original tier list for the base game. But let me think about it now. I haven't fought this since the base game. No, the last tier list we did was the base game for this, and this is the DLC for this. Before that was Liza P, which, by the way, I got a crazy tidbit of info for you guys on Liza P. Remind me to say something about Liza P at the end of this video. If anybody remembers, remind me, okay? So, it's another dragon, but I do like that it works in the wind element. This is when you're doing all the elements of the dragons near the end of the base game, okay? I like the wind element. It's an annoying fight, admittedly. If you don't have wind resistance, I had like a smidgen of wind resistance. I think it's okay though. I'm gonna go see. Just because I didn't remember it really until we just got to it. So like, again, if we're ranking it off like how memorable for me, I don't know. It's kind of in the middle. It's okay. I did like some of the wind moves though. I don't hate it. Okay. Now here's the lava version of the catfish. What is it called again? The Giratodos. What do they call this one though? Let me see. The Laviosoyoth. It's just the Giratodos one, unless I'm saying the name wrong. The catfish one, but lava. I'm gonna put it right next to the other one. There wasn't that much cool about it. It was cool seeing it in lava. I'm not gonna lie. That was tight. But I'm gonna put him up here with his buddy. Okay? I'm gonna put him up here with his buddy. The Leviosa. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Hermione Granger. Monster Hunter World's definitely your favorite. Yeah, that's the thing, is it seems like I started with the best one. So now if I go... There are some people that want me to try Rise, and I am considering it. But we're gonna have a big fat buffer in between if that happens, okay? Now, on to the Legiana. The Legiana. Listen, Numpch. When I heard people saying it's their favorite game of all time in my comments, at first I was like, I don't know, man. I get it, dude. I get it. I get it. I burned myself out 150 hours, like straight through. I loved every minute of it. So, this is Legiana. It was cool, man. In fact, isn't this the one that you first fight in the base game in the Coral Highlands? In the first tier list video, I explained this was the first turning point for me. This fight, I was like totally sold on the game. Up until this point, I was like, yeah, this is good. I'm getting it. This fight was the fight. If it's the one in the Coral Highlands that I'm remembering, I think. This is the one that made me like, I'm all in on this game. Because it's the first fight that took me like 50 minutes to kill it, chasing it all over the place. And then when I finally killed it, it was so satisfying. And it was one of the first fights I really started to get a feel for the jumping on its back and the environmental stuff, which, dude, that is another thing about this game. The thing about this game is when you first start, you think you have a pretty good grasp of the fighting mechanics. You're like, I just swing my sword at it until it dies. But the further you play this game, the more that you understand these underlying mechanics of like, well, if you're an Iceborne, wall banging, or jumping on their back, sliding and jumping on their back, using the environment. They get stuck in the mushroom thing. They get stuck in the vines, all the environmental hazards. You start to get a way better understanding of it, but it takes like 30 hours to start feeling some of that. So that's why I feel like the bounce rate with this game might be kind of high. Like people jump in and then they jump out. And it wasn't until like 30 hours or more when I started to really understand the depth of the combat. And once all that starts clicking, that's when the game elevates so much for me. So this fight kicks ass. I'm not going to forget this one for a while. I really like this one. Even though you then run into them a lot more in the story and stuff. You know, they kind of get a little bit played out. But it's going to go B for me because I remember it very well. To be honest, I put it in an A, sorry. A for me. I was thinking about putting the Diablos in A. But we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out, okay? Is this another lesson? No. What is this? What is this again? Oh, it is another lesson. So this is another Witcher collab thing. What, is there different versions of the lesson? Yeah? Okay. On to this guy. Now, this is an Iceborne guy. This is the Lunastra? The Lunastra? Right? Lunastra? Now, isn't this the other red one, but the variant? What is it called again? Is it in the list? Let me see. Is the other one in the list? Let me see. Yeah, this guy. I'll put him over here. Lunastra is the base game. Okay. So, it's the blue variant of the other guy. Of the other fire guy. I forgot what he was called. The other one. Teostra. Thank you. That's why the chat is clutch. Clutch claw with the chat. Okay, Zephyr on the clutch. This is the variant of the Teostra, which I thought these are cool. They kind of reminded me of Elden Ring. I don't know why. Okay, there's a couple monsters like this in Elden Ring. I thought it was cool, though. Cool little spin on like a little mini kind of tiger, dragon, lion thing. It was cool. Cool. We had to farm it a little bit too. We had to farm one of these master rank. I don't remember what it was. Oh, it's the female counterpart to the Teostra. Yeah, listen, if anybody's watching and wants like the actual factual information, just look at the chat. The chat is way more versed than me, okay? The chat pretty much carried me here, kicking and screaming. I'm gonna go... Honestly, I'm gonna go B. I think they're cool. I think it's enough of a departure from the classic dragon that it deserves a B. So they're both going to go B. I don't hate them. I don't even hate the fight. And you know what? The particle effects, when it's like launching out those bomb sparkles, is tight as shit. And then when you're fighting it in that area that's all lava, and then it starts splitting the ground, the lava starts spurting out. It's crazy. Oh, the Teostra didn't do that? Oh. Oh, I see. You're saying it didn't do what the Lunastra did. Yeah. I'm going to put him in B. Okay? Now, the boy who needs no introduction, the Nergigante. The Nergigante. Where do you guys think it's going to go? Where do you guys think I'm going to put the Nerg? The Nergigante. Now, if you guys didn't watch my playthrough, the Nergigante was the first one in the base game where I got stuck. It was the first one. It was the very first one. This was the first boss where I had to turn off the stream without beating it. Like, I ran out of time. Like I had to leave. I ran out of time, and we had to do it the next day or whatever. So I got stuck here. In fact, this was. Oh, I should say, by the way, partially through the base game, I was doing dual blades. Well, we started with switch axe. I got to the Nergigante with the switch axe, and then we switched it, pun intended, to the dual blades. The Nergigante is the first one that convinced me to switch the weapon. It wasn't working. It wasn't working for me. I didn't get stuck for 4 days. I think it was just like one day he beat me, then the next day I beat him. But I had to switch weapons. So I went to the dual blades, and then we whooped him. All right? But it's definitely iconic for me. I don't even think it's iconic just because he beat me a bunch. I think his design is incredibly cool. I think the horns are cool. The spikes are badass. The way that he changes colors, and it's like a visual cue for the moves he's about to do is so goddamn cool. And that move he does where he goes up in the air and then slams into the ground and smashes into you is still one of the coolest moves in the game. Still. It is that cool. Big ass earth dragon slamming into the ground. Oh, it's dope. It's dope. Yeah, make no mistake. Make no mistake. The Nergigante goes straight to the S tier. Y'all are tripping if you thought I wasn't going to put the Nerg in the S tier. Okay? The Nerg is S all the way. If you ask me in 3 years, and I haven't played this game since, I will remember the Nergigante. Without a doubt. And I will remember the fight. Without a doubt. Okay? Loved it. Loved it, even though I got stuck. Now, to somebody I don't love that much, the Autogeron. I probably mentioned this in the base game one too, since, you know, we've been going through a lot of base game ones here again, but I don't love this guy. I don't love this guy. It might be because I fought him a lot, because we had to grind him a lot to get the dual blades I did for a while. I don't know. It's like a rabid dog with mange. The bleed damage. The bleed damage is the only real threat from this guy is the bleed. I don't like this guy. I think he looks okay. He looks cool, but I just don't love it. I don't think it's that cool. Yeah, his armor was tight. I will say, he gave me some of the coolest, like, samurai-looking armor. But I don't know. I don't love him. I don't love him. What do you guys think? I'm probably going to go D on him. I'm going to give him the D. I really am. He's down there with Datagama. Honestly, I kind of feel like Datagama could go to F and he could go to D. How's that look? See? Sometimes it naturally falls into place, you know? Sometimes it naturally falls into place. So I'm going to put him in the D. I don't love him. I don't hate him. Yeah, listen, Moits, we got to save space. We're getting to some cool ones, okay? No problem, Roses. How you doing today, buddy? Everyone's getting caught up in monster fights. Aku, what? Aku, Moits had the same reaction. Why does everybody like the Datagama so much? I feel like the two monsters that are so forgettable for me are the Great Gyros and the Datagama. It's just like, I don't even remember until they come up in a list like this, you know? So whatever. On to the next. I love this guy. I feel like I'm going to have some hot takes. I love this guy. This is the Palamu. The Palamu. Again, we're still in base game for most of these. This is the guy in the Coral Highlands you first get to. He kind of looks like a mouse with that, even in this image, he looks like a mouse face. I love this guy, though. Why do I love this guy? Because it subverts my expectations and it's unique. The minute that he blew up into a balloon and started floating, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. That's what I want. I want more weird stuff like that. You know? I do. Give me a monster that starts tearing its limbs off and throwing them at me and regrowing them. I don't know. And this one subverted my expectations. He's cool looking. He's like a little mouse and he puffs up and floats around. You gotta pop him. I think it's tight. I won't forget this one. I won't. He's gonna go B. He's gonna go B. I don't think I could give him the A, but he's gonna go B. To be honest, the Legiana, You could even squeeze that down to B, but I'm putting it in A just because my own personal experience with it was very memorable. I don't know. Datagama, whatever. He's down there for now. Who do we got here? Pink Rathalos? The Pink Rathian, I mean. I did fight this. In fact, I had to track this thing down recently, near the end of my playthrough, because I was trying to get the Health Booster Plus, which honestly I do recommend. It helped me a lot. It did. It's just a Rathian. It's pink. It's cool. I don't know, man. It goes where the other Rathian goes for me. I don't think it's that different, even if there's some differences. Do I have a Rathian in here yet? Rathian's like a C. Rathian's just like... It's like the main dragon. It's like the most... Rathian is like the vanilla dragon of this game. It's like the vanilla dragon of this game. You know? It's okay. It's cool. It's a classic dragon. This is the pink version. It goes to C. I think it's fine. Okay? Now, who do we got here? Who do we got here? What's this? Oh, this is the Pookie Pookie. Now, this is the base game Pookie Pookie. Base game Pookie Pookie. Alright? Base game Pookie Pookie is the one with the big old colorful tail and it fart blasts you. And when you're early in the game, I think it's cool. Which is when you first encounter it in the forest. You know, pretty early on. And again, just like my other tier list, I'm pretty sure I put them high up. Because again, I didn't know what to expect. It was super creative. It farted at me with the big ass rainbow tail. It was cool. It was another unique design. I like it, okay? It's gonna go to B. It's gonna go to B. It is. You can't stop me. It's going to B. I'm not gonna forget the Pookie Pookie. He's not gonna elevate to A. But he's also not gonna descend to C. Okay? Now what do we got? I think this is pretty much just like the quintessential tier. They've got like all the monsters in here, it looks like. Not just Iceborne. The Rabon. What's it called? The Radabon. The Radabon. The spiky ball. Who does the Sonic the Hedgehog? I don't know. He's pretty cool. I think I liked him even in the other tier list. And I still do. I think his design is cool. I think the spikes are cool and they break off of him. And then I like how he like buries himself in the ground and like regains the spikes. I think that was cool too. Let me see here. Where am I going to put him? Is it crazy that I want him? He's either going to be high C or low B. I have a feeling. Oh, it's Bones. Yeah, it's probably Bones. I have a feeling I put him in B on the last one. I'm going to put him on the highest C. But I'm kind of teetering between the B and the C. Like lowest B, highest C. I actually do like the design of it. I do like the design of it. And Trey, you're right. I mean, I could be taking into consideration the armor you get from them or the weapons, but that's going a little bit deeper than I want to go right now, to be honest. That'd be a lot to look into for each one, you know? Especially because I didn't get 90% of them. You know, I only got exposed to a number of the forging armor or weapons I got, you know? Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Blah, 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 blah. It's the Rathalos, but is this like the normal Rathalos? Where'd I put the other Rathalos? I think I have one in here, don't I? No? Is this the... Yeah, I do, right here. He's just a variant. I'm gonna put him next to that variant. I want your answer. Why is the Big Jagras higher than the Datagama when they're mostly the same? Datagama's the funniest? I can give you my answer, okay? I will tell you why. I even said right before you got here, I think, the Great Jagras is kind of like the precursor to the Datagama, where the Datagama feels like the big brother of the Great Jagras, big fat lizard thing. But I put the Great Jagras higher because when you first encounter the Great Jagras, you've just started playing. So the Jagras is one of the first things you see. And he swallows something, and then he gets all big, and it's like a cool, creative, unique thing. And then by the time I get to the Datagama, it doesn't have that effect on me. It's less memorable. I'm not going to forget the Great Jagras, but I already forgot about the Datagama. Yeah, that's the only reason. they're pretty comparable if you had them side by side. I just like the Jagras more. You're exposed to it earlier. It is what it is, you know? Okay, we got another Rathian here coming in. I'm going to put him by his buddy. No, wait, that's... Do I have a Rathian? Here he is, yeah. I think that's the normal version, right? Let's look. Yeah, this is just the normal Rathian. It is cool. Like, and if you're taking into consideration the natural progression through the game, like, the Rathian might be like a little stale in retrospect, but when you first get to it, it's tight, you know? So I don't hate the Rathian, but I do think I'm just going to put it there in the C with the other Rathian, with the pink one, okay? That's it, Fat Mo. Easy. Now, the Tobi Kadashi. Oh, baby. I like this one. Anybody like the Tobi Kadashi? Is that just me? I like this one. Shout out to Asmongold for killing Alatreon alone. That's a big achievement. Spilling coffee. I like the Tobi. I spilled a bunch of coffee. You just gotta deal with it. I think the Tobi Kadashi's tight. It's like a lightning, shocky fox thing. Yeah, and I fought it a lot. Because for a while, did I mention, by the way, I switched from dual blades to longsword. Yeah, I know! Longsword main. Yeah, but here's the thing. Everyone hating on the longsword, based off everything that I have gathered from the community in my month or so of playing this now, it seems like the main reason people make fun of longswords is just because they're annoying in multiplayer and you knock the other players and it can like stumble them. But I played 99% of this game alone. So like, I feel like that complaint is kind of null at that point. You know, I love the longsword. I thought it was fun as shit. So, the reason for the tangent is I was running the Viper Kadashi. So I got the Tobi Kadashi longsword, and then I upgraded to the Viper Kadashi, so I was fighting a lot of Kadashis. Well, I mean, it's a legit complaint if you're doing a lot of multiplayer. I could see that. Like, when we were all fighting Alatreon, I was trying my best to not hit you guys, you know? But for someone like me that did most of it alone, I loved the gameplay of the longsword. I really did. I liked it more than the dual blades. I liked it more than the switch axe. Okay? So the Tobi Kadashi I like. Once again, it's creative. It's not just another dragon. It's got a cool look to it. I love the tail. It's jumping around the trees. I think it's cool. It's going to go B. In fact, let's start doing this. It's going to be above him. It's above him. It's somewhere down here. It's somewhere there. It's somewhere in B. It's somewhere in B. Frederick Labonnac. Longsword does extreme damage if played well. Listen, I got pretty good with it. And this is the kind of game where, like, there's such a learning curve for each weapon that, like, once you get good with one, there's, like, a huge incentive to keep using that style of weapon. Yeah, sorry. See, I did knock 6AE off. Right, so, like, I think the complaint is legit. You know, if you're doing online, the longsword guy might be annoying. But for me, when I'm mostly playing solo, I got no complaints. I thought it was tight as hell. Loved it. I love the sheath move. I love how you build up to 3 meters. I just loved everything about it. The parry that I finally kind of started to figure out a little bit. It's just cool. Tobi goes here. Tobi goes B. Okay, I like Tobi. Ooh, okay. What do you guys... I'm curious what you guys think of this. The Ziziya. The Ziziya. This is the flashbang. Flash out! This guy comes straight from Call of Duty Warzone. About to hit you with the 9-bang. Fat Mo doesn't like it. Fat Mo says D, and you know what? I'm inclined to agree. Because following my own thought process, I'm inclined to go a little bit higher because it at least has that creativity of like the flashbang. But that's it though. That's the thing, is that's it. That's it. He's very forgettable other than the flashbang. And to be honest, he just looks exactly like that one dinosaur. What's the dinosaur that does the thing and it spits on you? He looks exactly like that, but he does a flashbang. So I don't think it's an A. Not even close. Sorry, buddy. I don't think so. For me, it's pretty forgettable. This is going to be that guy where if I turn the game on in 2 years, I'll see him and be like, oh, yeah. But I am going to put him above the Gyros and the dot. I don't know. He could go F. I do like that the flashbang can flash other monsters. You know, that's cool. It could be helpful. But I'm going to go D. And no guarantees that he's not going to drop down to F. No guarantees he's not going to drop down to F. He could drop down to F. So he's down there, okay? What do we got? Oh, the Uragon. The Uragonicon, whatever, something like this. It's another big roly one. I don't like this one very much. I just don't. He kind of reminds me of the spiky one, the spiky ball roll, but he rolls and he doesn't have spikes. I'm not a... Yeah, exactly. The Rabadon brother. I'm not a big fan. I don't think he's terrible. I don't think it's like the ZZ Ya. But I also don't think he's great. I think he's pretty mid. I think he's going to go low C. He could bump down to high D. I'm going to go low C for now. It seems like we're saving a lot of the good ones for last. So yeah, he's okay. I mean, there's just nothing that sticks out about him to me. Doesn't he leave little bombs when he rolls around too? I think he does. Or one of the versions of him did, maybe. I don't know. He's got that big old flat beaver-looking tail and face. I don't know. I'm gonna go low C. I don't gotta say anymore. We're gonna go low C. Now, this guy, the Valhaz, how do you say it? The Valhazak. I thought this one was tight. As far as dragons go, this was a really, really cool dragon design. And we also got a really, really cool cutscene with this one. He all came out and he was sucking the life out of all those lizards. Dude, it was tight. This shit was tight. This is like Monster Energy drink sick, bro. This one was cool. I didn't hate the fight. He wasn't very hard, though. I didn't get stuck. I think we beat him on the first try, and I don't even know if I ever fought him again. I think I just fought him once. The fight wasn't too hard for me, but I liked it, though. It's not all about the difficulty. It's about how much I liked it, how memorable it is. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to go A. I remember this dragon. He's all decaying, like this death-looking dragon. I thought it was tight. I'm not going to go S. I'm going to go A. So maybe that's how we'll do it. Because it's like S cutscene, S design. The fight's not that cool, so you drop it down a little bit. We go to A. Is that fair? Is that fair, you guys? I think that's fair. That's where I want him. And you know what? I'll even put him above Legiana. Beetlejuice might go S. You guys, Beetlejuice might go S. Does anybody else feel like Beetlejuice is S? Because he's very unique. He's very unique compared to these other ones. The dive bomb move? That was tight. He like flies over and like drops all these skin tags off and shakes and they like plop on the ground. Pop, 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 pop. I kind of want to put Beetlejuice in. It's close. Beetlejuice is going to stay at super high A, but man, he might jump up to S. I think he's tight. What do we got now? What's this? The Xeno'jiiva. Yeah, Beetlejuice the movie is definitely S-rank movie. I agree. And honest to God, I think it's still good. I could watch Beetlejuice right now today. It would still kick ass. Isn't Winona Ryder awesome in that movie? He was a perfect fit for that movie. Bear Plus likes the theme. Yeah. I have a hard time remembering the specific theme with the monster, but god damn, all the way through this game, the music was top tier. All the way through. This is definitely one of those games. I've been like, don't play it for 5 years. Turn it on, get that hub music. It's going to be like, oh my god. You know what I mean? So, Xeno'jiiva, mixed reviews from me. Moit's just nailed it. I thought the design was cool. The fight was just, I don't know. This is the finale for the base game. And it left me a little lukewarm. I didn't love it. I did not love this fight, although the design wasn't that bad. It was kind of cool. I love how he would slam into the ground and then do another one, like, and then it would come out of the ground, like that was tight. I don't know. I'm going to go B. He could even go C. I'm going to go C. I'm going to go highest C for Xeno'jiiva. Sorry if that's blasphemy. We're going highest C. Oh, you wait to hear all my thoughts about those, Frederick. Because they're going to... Honestly, by the time we get to Alatreon, by the time we get to Fatalis, that's where we're going to have some people in the comments in the coming days probably talking shit. I'll tell you why. Yeah, fun fact, I forgot that there was even Alec Baldwin because he looks so different that I got into a conversation with somebody and they mentioned that it was him and I was like, what? And then I went and watched it again and I'm like, oh my God, it is. Like, he's so different. But he's great in it, yeah. It's okay, Namu. Take a seat. We saved you a seat. So, okay. Xeno'jiiva is going to go high C. I could see you getting away with low B. I'm not going to go higher than that, though. We're going to go high C. Because you got to remember, he's like the final boss of the main game, and it's really not... It's kind of epic, but not in the right ways, in my opinion. Like, the arena tries to be epic. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Something about the vibe of this one up here. This Safajiva. Oh, no, Safajiva, we're not 2 yet. I got you. Okay, hold on. Oh my God, is this what I think it is? The Zora Magdaros? Okay, guys. The walking mountain of a dragon. Kilo. Where do you think I'm going to put this, Kilo? Now, Kilo's definitely out of the loop for Monster Hunter. Let's see how he guesses. Is the Zora Magdaros going to go high or low, Kilo? When I did the first tier list for the base game, I thought this was going to be a hot take. Because the Zora Magdaros plays such a big role in the base game that I thought people were going to be mad about this take, but then I was pleasantly surprised. Kilo says slap it on the A. I'll tell you what, I'll meet you at the bottom, and I'll slap Zora Magdaros right at the bottom F tier. Zora Magdaros is the worst in the game. It's the worst in the game. It's trash. I'm sorry, guys. I hated it. I hate it. I even went back and did it again to get this necklace. Hated it. I just hate it, dude. Like, I understand what they were going for. I understand what they were going for. It's even bigger. It's like a mountain, and you can walk on it. But, dude, it just didn't work. It just didn't work for me. You gotta load the cannons at first. Load the cannons. This is the first time I did the Dragonator, which was cool. But then when you land on its back, it's just, I don't know. I feel like they could pull this off better now. They could pull this off better now. Like in Wilds, if they had a monster like this in the next game. But when you land on its back, it just feels like these very obvious pathways. I just didn't like it. I don't think I'm going to regret it. If it's better in Rise, then it's better in Rise. But I'm talking about Monster Hunter World. It's F tier. I hated it. In fact, it's the most memorable for the wrong reasons. I just didn't like it. Didn't like it. So I think Zora Magdaros definitely got F tier on my base game tier list. It's getting F tier on this one, okay? What do we got next? I think we're getting the new ones here. Let's see. Oh yeah. Is this base game or Iceborne specific? The Glavenus. Now, this is the acidic Glavenus. I don't know if that's the normal version or a variant. I'm trying to remember. But the Glavenus is so goddamn cool. The Glavenus is so cool. I love this one. This is the one that's like the big old T-Rex thing, but the tail is a greatsword. It's a variant? Okay, well, I'm pretty much going to rank them the same. I did fight this, though. And, oh my god. It was so goddamn cool. I love this one. And I was able to parry his sword swing at least once. I didn't land the following blow, but I did parry it. Now, I love this one. Once again, I think the design is creative. This is like a perfect example of when I'm saying I want more variety and creativity. It's this guy. It's just his tail is a sword. And it's so goddamn cool. And how he bites into it. And then starts like getting all amped up. And he slash, slash, slash. I love it. I love this one. I love this one. Probably one of my favorites, to be honest. Am I crazy that I want to put... It's either going to go high A or S. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Zora Maxter? Any thoughts on that? Because I am so close to bumping that up to S. I am so close. It's either the highest A right now. Zora Magdaros is so not the best, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just... I cannot agree with that. It's F. It's the worst in the game, dude. So the Glavenus, both variants or whatever we have here, they're gonna go high A. They're gonna go high A. The only reason I'm not going S is because I feel like we're about to get some S's coming in here. So let's give it some time to cook. Let them cook, all right? What do we got here? I don't recognize this right away. Is this Alatreon? Okay, well, I'm going in order. So we're going to talk about Alatreon for a minute. Now, there is something that needs to be said about my personal experience with Alatreon. And I know this is going to rub some people the wrong way, but that's why I'm just going to be totally upfront and honest about it. I did not go in and solo Alatreon. I was burnt out. I didn't want to go grind an elemental weapon. I didn't want to put in the work. I didn't want to put in the time. And we did it with a squad. All right? So I'm saying it right now. So I don't want to hear anybody in the comments, this or that. I'm just being open. I didn't solo it. Shout out to Asmongold. He finally clutched it. My boy did it. I'm very proud. I'm going to have to go watch that video. You guys see him. Let him know. Papa Sherp is very proud. I am. But now, that doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to have thoughts on Alatreon, okay? Yeah, the servers were the biggest enemy. So, yeah, full disclosure, we plowed through them, right? But I have seen videos of people fighting them. We did fight them 2 times. Well, 3 times, technically, if you do the weaker one. I understand the concept about the elemental DPS check. You gotta break the horns, and then he does less damage, so you can hopefully survive the heal thing when he's doing the big move. But with all that said, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. And no, I didn't betray my soul roots. That's what I was trying to explain at the beginning of this tier list. Is if it was a Souls game, I would have just sat here and fought him again and again and again. But it's not like that. It's like I would have to go grind equipment and gear for days, and I'm not doing it right now. With that said, I think he is awesome. I think he's an absolute spectacle, and I think that the DPS check is dope. I think it's dope. To be honest, I think he's going to go S tier. Am I wrong? It's unique. And I love, even when we fought him with people, it was tight. He starts to do that move, you huddle together and start healing each other. I think it's tight. I think it's tight as shit. And to be honest, I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like he's got to go S tier just because of the reputation that he has in the community that I've felt, and how he's like this big brick wall. No, there's a part of me that hates the fact that he's a brick wall unless you go get the right equipment. But there's another part of me that accepts the fact that that's how Monster Hunter works. That's how Monster Hunter works. And to that end, he's one of the best examples of that. I'm going to put him in S. What's up, Levi? I'm putting him in S. So no. I didn't go through the trials and tribulations as some of these people did trying to fight him solo. But I get it. I get it. You know? And I think Raven said it perfectly at the end of yesterday. I think it was Raven. About how the community aspect is in this game's blood. That's the biggest difference. And I'm not going to lie, dude. It was a huge pill to swallow for me. Because like in a Souls game, it's like the help is there if you need it. If you need to summon somebody, you can. But it very much feels like in the game's core identity, it's like you need to ask for help and go out of your way. This game doesn't put off that vibe. This game is much more hunters working together vibe. And I'm here for it, man. So I had to kind of put some of that vibe of Souls games to bed in my head. My bedhead. And I think I was better off for it. I really do. Or else we'd be playing Monster Hunter for another 4 weeks while I grind stuff every day. And I think that would sour my view on this game right now. You know? Yeah, so shout out to everybody that did it solo. For real. Big achievement. I get it. I get it. You broke my heart after putting all of your favorites in F. Bro, if all of your favorites are the Great Gyros, the Dodagama, and the Zora Magdaros, I'm pretty baffled. Do you mean that you seriously think that this F tier is better than the ones I have up here? Bro, I mean, to each their own. I'm not going to knock your opinion, but it's just not correct. It's just not. Not for me, at least, bro. But it's my tier list, so I'm glad you have another opinion. I'm glad you're sharing it in the chat. But so Alatreon goes S. His reputation precedes him. You know, I heard about this guy before I even got close to this guy. He's S, okay? We're going to the next. Now we're getting into Iceborne. Here we go. Here we go. The Bonbaro. What you guys think of the Bonbaro? This is the first Iceborne one I did. I think it's probably the first one you ever do, right? I think it's cool. I think it's a cool introduction to Iceborne. So right when you start Iceborne, you're blown away by Ciliana, and it's a total vibe. And then you're going through the snow, which, dude, Iceborne has got to be one of the best DLCs ever made. It's got to be. It's got to be. So this guy's like a big, like, what do you think? It's like a big buffalo elk thing. But there's some cool stuff about this guy. He's not one of the best in Iceborne, but there's some cool stuff. I like that he can knock down a tree and pick up a tree and then charge at you with the tree and its horns and throw it at you. I think that shit was cool. You know? So I don't think he's going to be up here in the A's or S, but he's definitely cool, and he's a good start for Iceborne. So I'm going to put him... he's going to go somewhere mid-B. He's somewhere in here. He's somewhere mid-B. I'm not going to nitpick, but he's somewhere there in the middle B. He's cool. It's a good introduction to the Snowland. I liked it. I got nothing else to say about it. Oh my god, this guy. Dude, the Barioth. Or the Bareth? How do you pronounce it? This guy whooped me for a little bit. I didn't get stuck like I did at the Nurg, but this guy was hard. This guy was pretty hard for my build. I remember this fight. It's like a saber-toothed tiger dragon hybrid. Barioth. Thank you. I think it's a cool one. I don't know. I'm trying to think. This was a hard fight for me, but I'm trying to think about if the monster itself is that legendary or cool. I do like it. I like the design. What do you guys think of this? He's not that far removed from some other ones. Yeah, you got to stay focused on this one. He's quick. He was jumping around. I definitely got carded a bunch with this guy. I probably failed the quest several times, if I remember. I remember fighting this guy for a little bit. So, he's cool. Let me take a look at the tier list where he can fit. He's above the... I think he's above the Banbaro. I don't think I can go A. He's somewhere up here, dude. I'm gonna put him somewhere up here by the Devilo. You're farming him right now. Good luck, buddy. He's a little bit of a beast. Shane Barry with the big sub. Foot long. Welcome. I'm gonna go pretty high B. I think it's cool. And at this point, you're seeing new stuff again in Iceborne. Like, you see the Banbaro, which is new. You see him, which is new. So at this point, I was just cooking, dude. It felt good. We were getting some new stuff. Yeah, he's gonna go high B. What the hell is this? Oh, is this a variant? The Biototus? What's the Biototus? Isn't the Biototus the other thing? Let me take a picture. Oh, yeah, it's just the ice catfish, right? No! Yes. Actually, I think it was tight. This was tight. So this one actually gets kind of a pass for me. Normally, I would say, well, it's so similar to the catfish. Yes, you're right, Dr. Macho. This could be the first one, too. The Banbaro or this one. But you're right. This is the first one you actually get a quest to fight. Now that I remember. And you know what? I like this one. It's very, very, very similar to the catfish. But I like the fact that it's not water. I don't know. I like that it's underground like Tremor. Just like a grapoid. And you got his big old fin coming out. It was cool. It was cool. I think it was even cooler than the Biototus, to be honest. So he's going to go... Then the Banbaro. He's going to go above the Banbaro. Above the other catfish, too. Somewhere in here. Somewhere in here. Like, again, mid to high B. Mid to high B. I liked it. It at least wasn't just like the catfish, but in icy water. It was like underground in the snow. So I thought that was tight. I liked watching it fight the Banbaro too. So yeah, we'll go there. What do we got now? What's this? We might get the Black Veil. So this is a variant of the Valhazak, right? I'm going to put him with the other Valhazak. He might have some new moves. He might have some other stuff, I'm sure. I'm just going to put him next to his counterpart. Just to save face. You know? Oh my god. Which one is this? Is this what I think it is? It's just the normal Brachydios. It's the normal Brachydios. Oh, I bet some of you were waiting for the other one in here, aren't you? Aren't you? The Brachydios is cool. It's very cool. It's the Mike Tyson of the monsters. And he's just punching the ground, he's jumping around, he's blowing shit up. I think he's cool. I think it's very, very, very memorable. Yeah, the Valhazak on steroids, the other one, yeah. This one's very, very memorable. I'm not going to forget that, but for a totally different reason that we'll probably see coming up. Yeah, I see it. Okay. But this is the first one you see. So, I think it's going to go... I kind of want to go A. I'm going to go A. It's above Legiana. I mean, shit, dude. I'm going to go maybe above Valhazak. He's up here with the Beetlejuice. He's at least unique with the big arms and the punching mechanic. Very cool. Very unique one. Very memorable. I think I still have a concussion from being punched in the face over and over and over. I don't think anyone likes the Great Gyros. It's just a snake on a lizard body. So yeah, this guy's up there. High A. He's high A. Alright, that's all I got to say so far. We'll save the rest of the talk for the next one, okay? And what the hell is this? Oh, the Brute Tigrex. So, I I don't think I fought the Brute Tigrex, but I fought the Tigrex, right? Is the Tigrex not in here? Let me see. Is there no Tigrex? Or maybe this... I don't know. So I'm going to base this on the Tigrex. You know what the Tigrex reminded me of? The Tigrex reminded me of the, this guy, the ice guy. What's this guy's name again we just put here? He reminded me of this guy. He kind of looks the same, but he's not really ice-oriented. I don't know. I don't think he's that cool. He was okay. I kind of want to go low B or high C. Yeah, the bear off, yeah. I kind of want to go low B or high C. So I'm going to go low B. I at least liked it. It was hard. He did cart me a few times. He's jumping around kind of like the Bareth. Very similar. The only reason I'm going lower is he does kind of remind me of the Bareth quite a bit. Quite a bit. So I'm going to put him lower and I'm going to go low B. He's not as memorable because you've already done the Bareth. He's a very similar design, but different. So we're going to go low B. Low B for the Tigrex. I didn't do the Brute Tigrex, but if we come across the other Tigrex in here, I'll put them in the same spot. Now, this is the new Pookie Pookie. This is the Coral Pookie Pookie. It was super colorful, and he had different moves, too. He would split the stream and do all those cool things. I like this one. Very cool looking design, very colorful. I love the colors in this game on some of the monsters. It's very tight. Let me see, where did we put the original Pookie Pookie? Original Pookie Pookie went... Where'd I put him? The Pookie Pookie here. We put Pookie Pookie P. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if it's enough to elevate him. What do you think? I don't know if it's enough to elevate him like a whole tier. But he's probably cooler than the original, you know? I don't know if he's cooler than all the... I mean, again, I feel like he's going to go B. Unless they're offering something wholly unique or different as a variant, which he does have some new moves. I don't know, man. It's not enough to just completely elevate it differently than the original Pookie. He's just going to go low B. But he's a good one. I like the color. I think he looks way cooler than the original Pookie Pookie. You know? So he's just going to go low B with the other Pookie Pookie, okay? Unless there's a reason to really separate them, I'm just going to put these monsters together if it's a variant. You know? Now, this is the new Autogeron. So this is the Ebony Autogeron, which we had to fight a whole bunch to get my gear. I don't like this thing. Once again, it's a variant of the Autogeron, who I already didn't really like that much. It's whatever. I'm going to put him on the same tier. He's a D. He's a D. Am I going to pick up MHGU? What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. Monster Hunter, what is that? Monster Hunter GU. So yeah, he's D. It didn't elevate the Autogeron for me. It was just a harder Autogeron, you know, whatever. I didn't struggle too bad. We're gonna save this guy for last, because I think that's Fatalis. Now, what's this? Generations Ultimate? I don't know what that is. I'm surprised you didn't say Rise. Okay, Frostfang Bareth. So a variant. I don't think I fought the Frostfang, but I don't remember. But it's just a variant. I don't think I'm going to feel that differently about him. I'm going to put him with the other Bareth right there. I'll talk about what I'll consider doing at the end of the video when we talk about next steps. All right? Don't worry, guys. We're getting to the latter half here. What's this? The Fulgur Anjanath, right? Is it cooler than the Anjanath? Maybe. I don't know. It's the Anjanath, but he's got fur. More fur. And he does lightning instead of fire. I had to fight him a bunch, too, to get the mantle. I don't know. I mean, it's cool. I don't know if I think it's that much cooler than the normal Anjanath. This game does that, you know, and it's not a bad thing, but it'll be like, here's the Agenath, it's fire, but then here's the Fulgur Agenath, and it's, you know, lightning. And so, like, they've got different moves and different elemental damage and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if I feel that differently. I do think he's cooler looking because he's in the snow and he's got a cool color scheme. Where did I put the Agenath? I probably put Agenath C. Yeah. I think Fulgur's cooler. I think it's cooler. It's going to go high C. It's going to go high C above those. But still, it's pretty close to the original Agenath. Yeah, it's a lot harder, for sure. But, you know, still very similar in terms of design and memorability and all this for me. Okay. Alright. Who do we got here? I think we know who we got here. Now, this is the Furious Rajang. But we're going to treat it like the normal Rajang because we're about to put the other Rajang up here too. I did fight it. I fought them both. What do you guys think I'm going to do with the Rajang? Based off everything you've heard me say so far, do you have any guesses about how I'm going to feel about the Rajang? I wonder. Do you think it's B tier? I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting. Ooga booga. Where are we going to put Lanky Kong? Where are we going to put Lanky Kong? I'm going to tell you guys, I loved it. I loved it. You're going to go as low as C? I don't know about that, man. You guys. I kind of want to put it in the S. And I'm going to tell you why. It goes in the S. It goes in the S. And you know what? Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Here he is. They go in the S. They go S. I can tell you why. Because at this point in the game, I'm just like, I'm hungry for variety, like I keep saying, right? And the monkey, the Rajang, gave me much needed variety. It's a goddamn gorilla, bro. I think it's S tier. It's like, you gotta forget him? No. Do I think he's as legendary as the Guardian Ape? No. Nothing's as legendary as the Guardian Ape from Sekiro. But no, he's not a goat. It's a monkey. Kind of looks like a goat. Goat monkey. He's goated. Confirmed. He's goated. So I actually loved it. I loved the fact that it wasn't a dragon. It wasn't a dinosaur. It was a monkey. I really did. I loved it. And then it even made it cooler that he's shooting super cyan beams out of his mouth. I thought it was cool, dude. You could knock him into the wall. He'd like touch the wall. I don't know. He's just cool. I just liked him. He had all those cool grabs. We'd slam you on the ground and throw you. Or that other one with the Furious where he'd like breathe that beam into your face. Ah! It was tight, dude. It was tight. It goes S tier for me. The Rajangs are S tier for me. Loved it. Loved it. That's what I wanted, dude. Give me big monkey. Give me big dragonfly. Give me big, just all kinds of different shit. All kinds of different shit. Loved it. Okay, this is the other Glavenus. This is the, no, this is the normal Glavenus. The other one was the acidic. So, I feel the same. I feel the same. To be honest, I kind of like this one more. I feel like the color scheme is cooler. I do. The acidic one's obviously harder, but he's going to go up here. There's a high chance we go to S, maybe. I don't know. Top A, though. Top A. DK, Donkey Kong in the S tier for sure. Now, what's this? The Gold Rathian. Okay, now I just got word from the chat that the Gold Rathian is a little bit different than just a normal subspecies, like there's new moves or something, but I don't know. I didn't fight the Gold Rathian. I thought it was just like another variant. So, if the chat wants to chime in about where you think it should go, I'm down to hear you out. But for now, I'm going to leave him down here because I just don't know. I didn't fight him. I didn't do the moves. I don't know. Okay. I can tell you about this one, though. In fact, I thought this one was really cool. This is that, how do you pronounce it? Nemele? Nemael? Nemel? Nemel? We're going to skip ahead to this. We'll revisit the Gold Rathian if need be, but again, I haven't fought it, so I have very little to offer. But this one was tight. This one was tight. This is that water one. I don't know what it was, man. Something about the colors and the design of this one I thought was so cool. And even though this one was like another dragon style, it was at least very unique in the sense that it was a water one. And it would like get dehydrated and then it couldn't do the water moves, or it would like flood the ground so much that like everything was covered with water. I thought it was so cool. Namiel, thank you. I thought it was so cool. I'm actually a little disappointed that I only fought this thing. Well, no, I mean, I had to fight it a couple times before I won. But I liked it so much that I almost felt like I could have fought this thing again. Maybe there's a variant I didn't fight. It was cool. I really liked it. I'm really in the dark about what you guys would think about this one. I feel like people don't talk about this one that much, or at least we didn't. But I really liked it. I really did. I can't go S, but to be honest, I think it's more creative than these ones I have in B. I'm gonna go low A. Yeah, I'm gonna go A tier. I might even go above the Legiana and above the Valhazak just because I liked the fight of the Namiel. I did. We're gonna go mid A. I love the design of it. Shit, dude, I even love the design of the little picture here. It felt unique to the other dragons, you know, with all the water stuff and the colors. I don't know. I really like this one. I really like this one. Yeah, you're right, Fat Mo. It's not just about how hard. It's about how cool they look, how memorable, you know. I liked it. Probably one of my more favorite ones. It's like one of my more favorite ones that I was exposed to the least. So maybe if I fought it a bunch more, I wouldn't feel this way, but I really liked it. I'm gonna go A. We're gonna go A for Namiel. Oh, this is the Nightshade one, huh? What's this one? Oh no, the Nargacuga. Now this was unique to Iceborne, right? I believe. I think so. It was cool. This one kind of reminded me of like almost like the Palamu, but menacing. Like a black squirrel thing. I don't know. I'm really mid on this one. I have no strong feelings one way or the other. I got no strong feelings. It is Iceborne. Okay. I got no strong feelings one way or the other. Like, they're kind of mid. I think it's cool. I love the dark, deep black, though. That was cool. Other than that, though, we did fight it a number of times, even in the arena. I'm feeling like, I don't know. I'm feeling kind of mid on this. I kind of feel like a high C. Is that bad, you guys? I liked it. I'm gonna say probably one of the higher C's in here. I can't go B. I can't go B though. I don't think I'll remember it that well in coming years. You know. So I'm gonna go C. I'm gonna go C. Okay. This is the Nightshade Palamu, right? Yes. So it's the mouse one, but cooler colors. It's the mouse one, but cooler colors. The one that puffs up. I'm not going to give it too much treatment here. I'm going to put it where I put the other one. It's got a cooler color scheme, arguably. Whatever. It goes with the other one in the low B. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh boy. If anybody was watching the streams, you know what I'm getting at. You know what I'm getting at. This guy. Now keep in mind, I didn't solo Elytrion, so I didn't die a bunch there. And maybe if I kept fighting Fatalis, it would be him. But this is the monster that killed me the most in this entire game. This is the one that killed me the most in my entire playthrough by far. We got stuck here for 3 days or something. Granted, it wasn't like 3 days of just banging my head against the wall. I mean, we did leave and grind here and there and come back. But I was on this one for 3 days. I was on this one for 3 days. And this is one of those variants, unless I'm not remembering with the original one, the original Brachydios, or if I killed it so fast, it didn't matter. But this one was so different. That entire final phase where he's lighting up the ground and doing that punch thing. I'm going to tell you right now. This thing got me so pissed off. This was the reason that I went and grinded to get the health booster, I played all the way here without the health booster plus, without the temporal mantle. This is the guy that made me go do it. And if you don't remember, even when we beat him on the last life. We had no more feints. It was it. This guy goes straight to the F tier. What a terrible, terrible fight. Just kidding. It goes S. It goes S. And it doesn't just go S because it whooped my ass. It goes S because of how absolutely awesome it was. When it starts punching the ground, that's probably one of the coolest moves I can think of in this entire game. Such an absolute spectacle, dude. I'm never going to forget that animation, dude. When it's doing that thing and it's like... It is like the coolest... One of the coolest boss moves I think I have ever seen in my life. So goddamn cool. It made you feel so helpless. That final arena, and it's just lighting up the whole ground. The other cool thing about it is when he would finally choose to blow up all the spots, it would damage himself. It was just like, it was desperate at the end. Yeah, it was like an anime power-up. It was so goddamn cool. It was so goddamn cool. Wait, you can't leave the arena at that point? I didn't know that. I'd never tried to. I would either die or not. I just loved it. I loved it so much, dude. It's up there in the top S. What an epic... You think he's going to do it like a couple times. And then he just keeps going, dude. Holy shit. This guy, the Raging Brachydios, is top tier Monster Hunter World boss. It's so goddamn memorable. Yeah, I think Trey told me that. You can skip like the third phase or something. That would have been helpful because this guy whooped my ass. I had to play perfect with this guy. This is also the first guy that started getting me to bust out the traps. Just to get some opportunities to do damage. It was so hard. It was very hard. Very hard. Loved it. S tier. S tier. I got no complaints. I think the difficulty was just right on. It was so challenging for me. It was so rewarding when I beat it. I even got that rare item on the first drop when I beat him. What is it? Not the generator. Was it generator? Some item like that? Like 5% drop rate. I got it on the first drop. And then we got the sword. The sword looked so cool. And it came with the decoration on the sword or the pendant. It was so cool. Which also, shout out to the monkey again for that cool-ass pendant with the teeth, the fangs. Immortal Reactor, thank you, yeah. Loved it. Never forget that one. Never gonna forget that one. Okay, who's next? Oh, what is it? The Punisher Nergigante? What's it called again? The Ruiner Nergigante. You know, it's cool. It's harder. It's a Nergigante, though. I'm just gonna put him up with the other Nergigante. The coolest parts about the Nergigante is the design and the moves. It doesn't change, okay? So, they're at the top. They're at the top, okay? I will say at that point, by the time you start seeing the Ruiner show itself a bunch, you know, you've already seen the Nergigante so much that it kind of wears off a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the design is just as cool as the original, you know, if not a little bit cooler. Boom. It's S tier with the other one, okay? What the hell is this? Okay, I did get to briefly experience this one. So this one's up there, kind of like Alatreon, where we got there and we're able to fight it until it does that big beam and then the quest ends because it was an investigation. So grain of salt with my opinion on this one, but I will say pros and cons just from what I have seen. Cons, it's just another huge dragon. I don't think it's more memorable than Alatreon, for example. But pros, that move and the sound design of that move is so goddamn cool. And that's what I mean. The investigation doesn't do it justice. I get it. But I loved the way it crawled into that nest hole and the nest moved and all this. But that move was just top tier move design and sound effects. And it starts lighting up the whole thing. It's so loud and building, and then it just falls silent. And then it's like, boom! Oh my god, it's so cool. It's so goddamn cool. So that alone, it's gotta be, I feel like, A. I don't know if I'm gonna go S. I'm gonna go A for sure. If people, you know, argue me and they say, no, the actual fight gets way cooler, maybe he could go S, I'm gonna go A. You know, at least I was transparent. I told you I don't know for sure, but I'm going to go A for what I saw. Okay, I seen it. I seen it. Okay? Pretty good one. Pretty tight. That move was tight. This is the, like the Raging Devilo. What's it called again? It's just the Savage Devilo. I ran into this guy a bunch. It's just the Devilo, but meaner and madder. You know? Dude, weirdly enough, though, I kind of thought I'm going to put him by the other Devilo, which is here in the B, high B. I kind of thought because the Devilo was such a huge part of the main game, and whenever the Devilo came in, he would stomp the shit out of whoever was there, other monsters. I thought that the Savage Devilo was going to do the same thing, but honestly, by the time we were to the Rajang Monkey, or to some of these other big ones, the Savage Devilo didn't even stand a chance. Awesome turf wars. But for example, when I was fighting the monkey and the Savage Devilo came in, I was like, yes, yes, here we go. And the monkey would just beat his ass. The monkey would beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, man. Savage Devilo wasn't all that he was cracked up to be by the time you're at that point in the game, you know? Well, how do you say it? Tell me how to pronounce it. Devil Joe. I thought the J was silent. Bro, I'm probably pronouncing all these wrongs. Devil Joe. I think Devilo sounds cooler. Devilo sounds cooler. It looks like a silent J to me, but sure, whatever. Devil Joe, whatever. I don't know. It's like on the same... I'm not going to change it. It's up there with the other Devil Joe. All right. Going to the next. What do we got here? The scared... Wait, what is this? The scared young... I don't think I did this. Did we get to one I didn't do? I don't think I did this. Or scarred, not scared. Scarred Yan Garuga. Didn't do it. I don't think I did this, unless you guys remind me, but I don't think so. It's a variant of the Yan Garuga. Yeah, so I didn't do it. It's an event-only one. Okay, I didn't do it. So I'm going to leave him there for now. This is the epic Beetlejuice, right? The seething Beetlejuice, which, you know, again, it's one of my favorite monster designs. It's just the upgraded version. I'm going to put him up here in the top spot where the other one is. A. Oh, it's not an event. The other one's not an event. Okay. Whoa. No, hold on, though. Can the normal Beetlejuice do the dive bomb? Or is the dive bomb exclusive to the seething? Because if the dive bomb is just the seething, then this is our opportunity to put the Beetlejuice in the S. So tell me. See, you think he's the only one that can do it? He goes us. I'll even put him above the monkeys. Yeah, that move is so cool. Yeah. So, yeah, this is that move where he goes up in the air and just goes straight down, dive bomb, boom. It was so cool. That move alone, I do agree, it's enough to go to the S. I was already teetering on putting the Beetlejuice on the S, and this just confirms. We'll just put this version in the S. Yeah. So, I agree. That one's tight as hell. Oh, okay. This is the final boss of the DLC. This is, well, you know, of the main campaign, I guess. How do I say this one? It's the Shara Ishvalda. Now, let me tell you the experience with this one. When I first went into this arena, big spoilers for this one, you guys. But when I first came into this arena, the Shara Ishvalda, I did pretty good. I was a little bit let down. I was like, what? It's just like a big ass lumbering rock dragon thing. Didn't like it. I was like, oh man, this is even worse than the Xeno'jiiva ending, right? When he breaks out of that rock, dude, talk about going from like C tier way up to when he breaks out of that rock. And so he crumbles the rock around him. It's not even a cutscene. It happens in the game, right? And then he does that big ass beam, dude. And it is such a cool design. It's such good sound effects. It's so goddamn cool, bro. I love it. It's a really cool reveal. I feel like this one is a better finale boss than the Xeno'jiiva. Like, this one elevated to me what the Xeno'jiiva did not. Oh my god, I don't know if I could go S, though. I don't know if the fight itself... Did I do it on the first try? I think I did it on the first try. But... what do you guys think, man? I'm between very high A or low S. I don't know, man. I could be swayed. I could be swayed, you guys. Either low S or highest A. Yeah, 15 layers before the real fight. Yeah. It was really cool. But it definitely made up for where the Xeno'jiiva didn't. Like, we've got Xeno'jiiva way down here in C. And that's a final boss of the base game. So the fact that they finally gave me a proper boss at the end of the DLC campaign, dope. We're going to go high A. Loved it. Total spectacle. Hard to forget. Hard to forget. Now, what's this? The Shrieking Legiana. Legiana variant. It was a lot harder. I think it was a first try, but it wasn't so bad, but it was obviously harder. I don't think it was enough different that I care. Where do I have Legiana? Oh, I got Legiana up there, so we'll put it there. I even got it in A. I think that's fair. I think it's fair. I'm gonna go A on the Shrieking. It's a cool, different variant of it, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go low A with it to match the other one. Is this another Rathalos? Bro, Silver Rathalos is probably like the gold one you were talking about. They really... I'm played out on Rathalos. I'm not gonna lie. I'm played out on Rathalos. Dude, there's like 5 of these in this list alone. You know? Alright, what's this? Oh! Yeah, what is this? We did this thing, right? It's the Stygian Zinogre. Zinogre. What I did this thing. I don't remember this thing very much. Let me get a picture of this. Hold up. Hold up. I gotta see a picture of this thing. And I accidentally closed the tab that it's got the stream. There we go. Let me type in Stygian. Belgrade. I remember this. Oh, yes. Okay. Honestly, pretty cool. Honestly, pretty cool. This is that one that's like the red and the white with the spikes all over it. Now, what I really liked about this one was the reveal when you walk out. I really like this reveal. When I came out over that hill and he's like sitting there in the distance, massive, and there's that landscape behind him. I like this more than the Zinagre. This, I don't know, I just did. This one was tight, dude. And it had all those electric things coming out. The only thing that bugged me about this one, it's just a small nitpick, but how when you would tenderize it, it was hard to tell. Because it was the same colors as like the spikes and the body, so it was really hard to tell if it was still tenderized or not. That was my only complaint. I really like this one though. It didn't take us that long, but it was cool. It was a cool, memorable thing walking out and seeing it. So then, is this the Zinagre? No, that's the Tigrex. We'll get to that. So I like this one. I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go B. I think it's cooler than some of these. Honestly, I think it's even cooler than those. I'm gonna go high B. High B. I could even get away with going A, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna go high B. It was cool. I liked it. Now this is the Tigrex, which we did fight the Tigrex. Where did I put the Tigrex? I probably put him... Didn't I put him somewhere in here? The Brute Tigrex. This one. Yeah. That's how I feel. Low B on the Tigrex. Not the most memorable. Kind of challenging. Very close to the Baroth in terms of design for me. Yeah. Okay. What's this? The Velkiana? We fought... Did we grind Velkiana, or did we just talk about grinding Velkiana? I don't remember. I don't know. Did I not fight I had to have fought a Velkiana, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I fought this thing. This is like one of the more epic ice ones, right? Velkhana. Thank you, Velkhana. Yeah. One of the more epic, challenging ice ones. I didn't get stuck here too bad, but it was cool. I mean, this came right after the Shrieking, this thing. The Shrieking, what I forgot, the Legiana or whatever. Then we had the Velkhana, which, I don't know, man. Kind of running out of spots now. Like, what's up, Rocket? Yeah, this is the flagship of the DLC. The main quest has a lot to do with it. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like it's cooler than some of these. Isn't this the one that could stab you with the tail? Poke, poke. That was kind of cool. I'm going to put it high, mid-A. Yeah, Frederick nailed it. Mid-A. Mid-A. It was a cool one. I got no complaints about it. Kind of the flagship of the DLC for sure. It was good. Yeah. I like the stab of the tail. It was quick. It was cool. Yeah. This the Viper Kadashi. I know this one. This that Viper Kadashi. Honestly, I think it's kind of cool as far as a variant subspecies goes. It's got the poison darts that's shooting at you from the tail. I will say I really like the colors of this thing. And I really like the style of the weapon when I crafted it from this thing or forged it. Love the color scheme. I do. Where'd we put the normal Tobi Kadashi? Tobi Kadashi is probably somewhere right here. I'm going to put it above the normal. I like it above. I think it's cool. So, again, lower half a B, but it's in there. I do like it. I love the color swap. I do. And the poison is a good fit. And it had a huge role in my playthrough because we grinded it to get the weapons and stuff. So it's cool. He goes to B. Ooh, what are we getting into now? We got all those Rathalos down there. What's this? That's that guy again. So those are the ones that I didn't do. I guess I didn't do these ones. And then this guy... That's just the normal Zinogre, which I did, right? Yep. So where'd we put... I kind of like the... This is one version where I like the newer one more. I'll put it up next to the other one. But I like this one more. I like the red and white one more. That Zinogre more. Or Zinogre, Stygian. I like the Stygian one more. But they're cool. Hi, B. Hi, B. Hi, C Punch. Now... Last and certainly not least is our good boy. I want to let me open this picture. Out of any of these pictures, it's not going to let me open this one. The hell? It won't let me click on that one. It's annoying. Let me try something. It's not going to work. Well... It's Fatalis, you guys. Big spoiler. It's Fatalis. It's this guy here. It's Fatalis. You know? Get a good look at him, because there he is. Now, this one comes with a caveat as well. This one comes with a caveat as well. Just like Alatreon. But as I briefly explained earlier, you know, by the time we got to Alatreon and these endgame ones, I was just done. I was spent. So we did go and fight Fatalis. I tried to get to the midway point to bring in the squad and everything. So I did not get to see the full Fatalis fight. Obviously, he's known for being the hardest one in the game, the biggest bad that there is, okay? Even though I didn't see the full fight, I don't see any way that I can't go S just because of the build-up to him and the environment that you start fighting him in. Okay? I absolutely loved, not to mention, you're still getting cutscenes this late in the DLC when the main story is like over. But they're still giving you cutscenes. And it was an awesome cutscene. Talking about the lore of that old castle that was like destroyed and how he's the reason for it. And then you get there and it's almost like a classic like rundown Dark Souls castle and he's there. And you fly in on the Windrake above him and it was so goddamn tight. And I think he's cool because unlike these other just huge dragons, he's like a serpentine looking one. He's like a serpentine looking one. So, I just like it, dude. I like the build-up to it. I love the scenery. I like the way he was slithering on the ground. I don't know. So, I fought him. What do you guys think? I probably died to him like 10, 15 times. Who knows? But I think he was really cool. And I'm sure the fight only gets harder and harder and harder as you get into it. I think it's S tier. I didn't even put him here. I didn't put him here like on purpose to be above the other ones, but I just know he's got to be here in the S. I really think so. Yeah, normal Western looking dragon. You're right. Yeah. 20, 25 times I died. Yeah. Well, no, Dr. Macho, I didn't mean I died that many and then beat him. I mean, I died that many and then stopped playing. Okay? Again, though, not because he was so hard or anything. It was the same thing with Alatreon. I was just done, you guys. I was ready for a break. I'm not going to keep fighting him right now, you know. See ya, moits. Yeah, I love the crawl. I know, that's what I mean. He's like a big dragon, but it's a little bit of a different take than these other ones. He's like serpentine. It's tight. He's like a mix. So I'm going to put him S. Okay? So there you guys have it. We've got these ones at the bottom. I left out the Witcher collabs because I didn't do them. I left out the Final Fantasy Behemoth collab because I didn't do it. I left out the gold and the silver Rathalos just because you guys are saying they're pretty different than the other variants, but I didn't do them, so I'm just not going to talk about them. And then these two. These are the other one, or the other one that I didn't do. So we did leave some out, but we did pretty damn good. Look at that. I mean, we were able to touch the vast majority of these. You know? So, there you have it, you guys. Let me even zoom out a little bit. There you go. There's the full Monster Hunter Iceborne tier list for me. All the monsters that I at least did and at least felt comfortable sharing some kind of opinion on. Got a good solid S tier up there. A tier looking beefy. B tier looking even beefier. C tier a little bit thinned out, which is good. Very few Ds, very few Fs. Very few. And so with that, you guys, my time with Monster Hunter World, at least for now, has come to an end. Could I keep playing for a few more weeks? Get some better gear and fight these things? Yeah. Am I going to? No. Sorry, Dadagama. At the bottom, yeah. So, I hope you guys agree about some. I hope you healthily disagree about some as well. I mean, I know you already did. I just can't stress enough how much this game caught me by surprise. I really, really, really enjoyed this game. It took a minute to click, to switch into the grindy mindset more than just the soulsy mindset, but it was worth it. And now I look at them like entirely different games. You know, I really do. So, God, I loved it. I mean, we just dumped... this is now the main game that I've played on the channel. Like, in terms of length of a playthrough, it's like tied up there with Red Dead 2. Which was the longest one. Okay? So yeah, thank you for everybody that had the recommendations. Shout out to everybody that was helping me grind, helping me fight these. You know, Trey, Raven of Roses, 6AEs. Shout out to all of you legends, right? This will not be the end of Monster Hunter on this channel by any stretch of the imagination. You know we're going to get wilds right away. Day one. Listen, I'm putting aside like a month or two when Wilds comes out, and we're playing the hell out of that game. Now, that's it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is next. I'll see you guys next time.